Hello, and how are you today? This is Grace Destiny. Welcome to my channel. And I believe that you've been blessed, you've been happy, you've been getting our wisdom, you've been getting insight from us. And if so, and you have not subscribed, kindly go down there and subscribe to this channel and share. Share because sharing is caring. You don't have to benefit alone when someone else is suffering, and maybe they would benefit from this video. So feel free to share. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for loving my content. My name is Grace Destiny. I've been talking about how to discover your purpose. And that has been my message for as long as I can remember. Because I came to realize that there are so many people who do so much, but they don't get fulfillment. They are not happy with what they do. They get money, but they wonder what next. There's always a craving. There's always a voice. There's always a thirst, a hunger of something extra. Yes, you went to school. You did a certain course. You trained as so-and-so, a doctor, a lawyer, an architecture, a musician, a DJ, anything. Name them. But whenever you do what you do, like you wake up in the morning and you remember you're going to that hospital to treat the sick. You get sick yourself. And you're wondering, do I even love me when I'm sick? No. So every day you wake up to go and treat. Remember, you are maybe even the best surgeon. You may be even the best lawyer. Your convictions and your arguments are perfect. But do you love them? Do you love it? Do you love doing what you do? Maybe you are a teacher. Every time you see a student, it pisses you off. Because your wiring is not a teacher. Your wiring is something else, but you've not known that. This is a message that most people feel like it's like a stopover, and then you go back to something. But no. Someone asked me, if I am a teacher and I don't feel like I love teaching, and maybe what I love is music, what I love is being a DJ, what I love is anything social more than this confined state of being in a classroom for 40, 45 minutes, 35, I don't know how many minutes. And I told him, you don't have to regret being a teacher. Whatever else, remember this, whatever else you're supposed to do will, in a way, when you start walking in your purpose, you discover that even the time you have been spending in whatever job you're doing was not a waste of time. Somehow, they will interconnect because time is never wasted. The time you invested in class was okay. When you talk about predestination, it means that you were before you happened. Meaning, every other thing you're doing is not a mistake. All you need to do is get the major, then connect with this because this is a minor. You could be doing a minor. Actually, you're just about to ask me, Grace Destiny, you want to tell me medicine for 7 years is a minor? Maybe. Maybe. Why? What would be my purpose as a doctor? And being a doctor, or rather, the career itself becomes a minor. Maybe caregiving. Maybe, okay, caregiving and medicine and being a doctor and treating is different. Treating is higher than caregiving, sure. But you see what? Walking into a doctor's office, being given a prescription, being injected or whatever, given some medicine and getting out, it may or may not recreate a relationship. And what I'm talking about when it comes to purpose is something that impacts a life in a bigger way. How bigger? As a caregiver, a person who is feeling a voluntary feeling of taking care of the old, the sick, the children with disorders, coming out of your spirit, the feeling of touching those lives in an extra way, in a more advanced way, not advanced medically, not advanced technologically, advanced emotionally, where emotions meet emotions. This person is suffering, you're giving the care, you're treating, not just as a professional, but the passion in what you do makes you do extra. If you're just supposed to talk to a person, to a sick person, looking down and prescribing and just writing on a book, telling the person turn around, inject them and send them away, in this passion thing, you will be more closer. This treated person, the sick person, the one who needs your services, the one who came for your services, will feel more warm, will feel more embraced, will feel more touched. It is a relationship. It goes beyond the career. It goes to the heart. To your heart, from your heart to the heart of the person receiving your services. A teacher, maybe it's not your passion to teach per se, but to empower young people, maybe in games, drama, any other co-curricular activity that you find yourself flowing, but then in class you feel like, So what does that mean? Yes, your beneficiaries are the students, but not in classroom. It's something beyond. And maybe by nurturing their talents, they'll feel more embraced, more affirmed, more accepted, more belonging than in class, where you can't even stand them asking questions. Do you feel me? I mean, exactly that. Every other thing that you do, and you feel like, it's not enough, look for the missing link. Look for that part that is disconnecting you from the feeling of fulfillment. How do you discover your purpose, Grace Destiny? That is a question I've had enough times. And because it's a training that I take you through, we go for 6 weeks learning, discovering, because we come from a point, those who have been attending my classes, they know. We start from very far, not when you are born, before. Hey, Grace Destiny. How do you even connect the before? There's a before. How do you know there's a before? Because there's an after. What happens when someone dies? Their spirit leaves the body, and that spirit is the real you. So when I start teaching you about purpose, we connect with that spirit before you were formed in your mother's womb. For those who can relate with the Bible, they know Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you, the Lord says. How? I wasn't there, because as far as I'm concerned, biologically, I was still in my father's loins, and my ova was still in my mother's womb. I mean, whatever. What do we call it? Ovaries. So how are you telling me that you knew me before I was formed in my mother's womb? Is it even connecting? Yes. Come for classes, then you learn this. I'm not going to preempt here. Because you guys are not responding, you're not enrolling, but anyway, there are people who have been coming, and I believe they have testimonies that they can give. If you've been in these classes and you have that testimony, please comment on the channel. Put your comment there and let me just get your feedback. Of course, I know you call me, you tell me how things are going, but I want the rest to know. Because many people don't understand their combat. This is something to do with purpose, and purpose is you. The real you is that purpose. Remember, it is so unfortunate that so many people can live in this world and just exit during their last moments. And when they look back, the only thing they can see is that I gave birth, I got married, got children. They didn't even do very well, maybe. I'm not so proud of the mother or the father I was. And what did you do to the community? How did you touch the people around you? How did you impact your generation? Nothing. Did you have not passions, but potential? The potential? Yes. Why did you not fan it to bring it out so that others can benefit from it? I don't know. That is the worst mistake that a human being can do. God invests in us a lot. If you look at the amount of oxygen you breathe, from the day you were born to the day you die, you can't even count. When you're sick and you go to the hospital to get oxygen, it's so expensive. So just the oxygen itself, leave alone the health, leave alone the sanity and the mental health, leave alone every other provision that God gives us. It is never for just escorting us to live and die. No, it is for you to use in your purpose. Let another person feel your presence. Let another person benefit from the potential that was put in you. This purpose is crucial. It is very important to discover it. You can't just wake up and decide, this is my purpose. No, you don't decide your purpose. You discover your purpose. Many people think that you can decide, no, I want to be now. That wanting to be is an indicator that you are, wanting to be can be in 2 dimensions. You may want to be something that you have heard other people talk about, or you've seen another person in this line and you feel like you admire them. So you think being like them will make you look like them or be like them. And many have tried those things. Even in business, you've been selling clothes, You realize the lady next door selling tomatoes is making more money. You close your shop and you go doing some selling of tomatoes. And then you realize you don't have the touch for that. Your touch was for the clothes. That is what I mean. Everybody must discover, because it's not something you learn, something you become. It's actually something you are. It just unveils, you just bring it out, and you just become. So there are two ways of saying I want to be this and that. By hearing or seeing other people benefit in a certain area, and you feel like this is your place, your work, that is one. It doesn't take you far, because the energy to sustain it, the energy to sustain this feeling should be coming from within, but yours is coming from without. So whatever you're feeling is something that is not yours, but it's borrowed. So you must keep borrowing the energy to sustain it, which is not even possible. Your wiring must determine your purpose. So there's another thing of feeling. The another dimension of feeling is when it's really your purpose. When it's really your purpose, the passion is too much. The fire is too much. The love of that thing is too much. And you know what, guys? It doesn't end up in monetary terms. You don't even figure out how much you can get from that. It's about becoming, and then the other things, the benefits, the rewards follow after. When I sit here to talk, oh my goodness, I talk. And those who have experienced me, I can talk. And I don't even look at the time to see whether my 1 hour of the official professional counseling is done. I can talk because it is passion. I love it. The first payment you give me is the opportunity to talk. It's the first reward I get because I want to do it. It's my passion. So when you feel you want to do something and you feel it inside you and you feel so strongly that I am not doing this because of the money I'll get on it. I'm doing this because I am some kind of a tap that want to release water, and this water cannot benefit me when it's in the inside of me. It needs to go to a bucket, it needs to go to a jerry can, it needs to go to wherever to benefit others, but not me. That is purpose, right? Another thing that can help you discover your purpose, I've said I'm not going to preempt anything. Come to me. We are going to discover you. That is why I like doing those classes in individual levels, because you are not like the other person completely, like clearly, even if you're twins, you are not. So this person is wired like this, and I cannot put you in the same class. People have asked me, why don't you do this in numbers, in classes? And I'm like, no, you're an individual. I want to help you uncover you. Your way of uncovering, it's like telling a university to put the lawyers, the medicine students, the teachers, the psychologists like us in one class. What are you going to teach? You're going to teach medicine, law, psychology, or what? You have to categorize. And that is why you as an individual, you matter to me so much, because whoever you are is not any other person. So helping you discover your purpose, one, I have to understand where you're coming from. You are not coming from the same place, all of you. So it is an individual-based class. Enroll with me, get to me, I will help you. Another sign or an indicator that something is your purpose is the things that you have suffered most. I have discovered people going through childhood traumas, major. You know, all of us have childhood traumas, but we can talk about major childhood traumas. Like maybe your parents died, you were raised by steps or other caregivers or other guardians, and you went through hell. And when you grow up and you live that environment, you decide no other child will ever suffer like I suffered simply by losing their parents. So what do? You come up with a children's home. You see, your purpose was birthed through pain. We have several ways of birthing purpose, or rather unveiling our purposes. And we have different paths that lead us to our purposes. And let me tell you something. When you come to Grace Destiny, we're not going to discuss on how to start a journey towards your purpose. No, you've been doing it. It's only that you did not know. Either you've been doing it, you've been feeling it, you've been thinking it, but it has been with you all through. It's only that maybe you did not ever notice that is your purpose. One of the reasons why you ignore your purpose is because it's so natural. It's so natural, like it looks like breathing in and out. For you, it's so natural because it's you. Are we talking about Grace Destiny, counselor, coach? This is me. Like I've done this since I was small. I would find myself telling the pupils we were studying together things that would empower them. In class 1, 2, 3. Another guy reminded me that I really empowered him about studying of tenses because that was me. Now, When we talk about you as a person developing your purpose, we are not starting here. We are just unveiling and getting connected, and now we run on the highway because now we know. With the knowledge of your purpose, you execute more. Without the knowledge, you only do it as much as you can. We are unaware, unconsciously, but people get the blessing. You realize that some people will tell you, oh, you're such a great teacher. And you're like, me? I'm not even done teaching. It doesn't matter. You can always catch up with papers when you discover your purpose. And finally, I want you to know something. It is God who gives purpose. As I said earlier, you don't decide your purpose. You discover your purpose. It comes from God. Not during conception, it is there even before conception. Because the spirit world existed ever since the creation, and everything thereof was done then. That is a topic for another day. About creation of the spirit world. Remember, I'm talking to those, I'm a Christian, I am a follower of the biblical teachings. So about creation, my subscription, my conviction is about the creation in the first book of Genesis and the second, Genesis chapter 2. Those are two separate creations. The one is the spiritual creation where God says, let us make man in our own image. We all know that the image of God is spirit. And that is when he said he's done with the work. He finished. After finishing the work, he rested on the seventh day. That is when all of us were made. It was done. He was done with whatever will ever happen in this world. God does not get shocked. Oops, she's pregnant again. These things, there's nothing as an accidental pregnancy. As long as there was conception and the breath came and that soul became a living soul, there was God involved. Believe it or not. So you as a person, your birth is divine. You are born before you were born. That is why God would say, before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. So your existence does not start from birth, the day you were born. No, you existed before. And now this is the evidence of whatever I'm talking about. When someone dies, what do we normally say? So and so died. Full stop. The body. You automatically, your name changes from grace to the body. Because grace is the one who is gone. That breath is grace. You are a spirit, you have a soul, you live in a body. Those are all parts of the classes that you're going to learn when you enroll to this course. Can you resist even? You are a spirit, you have a soul, you live in a body. So when your spirit, when you as a spirit exits from the body changes from your name to the body. And you always say, in all walks of life, I have tried to ask the Hindus, I've tried to ask any other language, France, whatever. They all refer to the body, not that person anymore. The body is laid in the mortuary. The body is, we are going to view the body. We are going to escort the body. Let us carry the body, not grace, not your name anymore. That tells you, before you were in this body, you are somewhere. And after you exit this body, you go somewhere. That is something that almost all religions have an agreement on. There are some that believe they can be reincarnated. English, I'm sorry. That guy coming back with someone else. And they believe that when you die and you're not a good person, you'll come back in a smaller, lesser version, like maybe a frog. Let me laugh because that's not my subscription. I'm not in that side. Mine, I believe you go back to where you came from, and that is it. So, your purpose is not from birth, it's before. Before you were born, you come up as a package with your purpose. Then you enter your mother's womb to come and land on this surface. When you're here, what do? Call me, get to me, write me, go to my Facebook and follow me, Grace Destiny. Subscribe to me here, Grace Destiny Official. Call me on this number. It'll be there on the foot. 0724 537 530. For those who are listening and not watching, they may not see the number. Let me say it again. 0724 537 530. For more. 537 530. 0724 537 530. For more about purpose. Thank you very much.